And welcome to another edition of the Ed Carberry Show with Southwestern Jaguars head coach Ed Carberry. I'm Ramon Scott of EastCountySports.com. And Coach, almost wanted to cancel the show after last week's games, but we got recruitment night coming up this week, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment as we take on the Grossmont College Griffins. But certainly want to ask you about the matchup with number 3 Saddleback last week. Coach, we trailed just 8-7 after Tyler Sycon caught that 36-yard touchdown pass from Joshua Owen just early in the second quarter. But Saddleback went on to really take control from there. 24 points in the last 21 minutes of the first half, and they led by 17 at halftime. Coach Josh had 160 yards, and Tyler 3 receptions for 73 yards. Tyshee Dixon, 3 catches for 44 yards, but we only rushed for 71 yards against Saddleback. Give us the synopsis.
Well, the rushing yards was a little bit lower because of pressure and sacks. So we gave up a few yards on that. They just were, as advertised, big, fast, and strong. And we felt like we could come out and match up really well with them on the O-line, on our O-line versus their defensive front. They're very similar to Fullerton, and we had played real well there. So, but when we get out there, boy, a couple of those guys were a lot bigger than they looked like on video. And the nose tackle, big 66, he was well over 300 pounds. And the quarterback really was, their quarterback was kind of the answer for the night. He's leading the conference in rushing yards and passing yards. And he pulled that ball down, take off, and we'd have leverage, and then suddenly we wouldn't.
Yeah, Chance Nolan, 88 yards rushing. He rushed for a score, but Coach, 201 yards passing. He threw for 4 touchdowns on the night.
Yeah, he definitely has a gifted ability to get out of things. We had him 2 or 3 times, looked like a sack. He'd pull that leg out of there and take off moving, and by then the play had kind of redeveloped in the second half of the down, and he was able to make plays and get the ball out there and throw it down the field.
Yeah,
We didn't play as well as we needed to beat a really good team.
Yeah, Atoa Fox, Jalen Portis led the defense with 7 total tackles apiece, and Riley Havard was also up there. So it looks like they got into the secondary a little bit. See some linebackers down here with some stats.
Riley was the special teams player of the week, and he did a really good job. Tyler was the offensive player of the week, and Alex Tao, Tao, was the defensive player of the week.
Perfect. Thank you. We should try to make sure we share that information on every show. I should be asking you about that, so please remember, and we'll make that a little bit of a feature of our show. Hopefully, we're making it about victories as we move forward. But unless you want to talk about anything else, because we can kind of move on. Maybe we can just talk about their placement in the poll real quick before we move on to this week's game. Saddleback did get 1 first-place vote. Coach, whose was that?
That was not me this time.
Okay.
It was somebody else. I probably should have voted him first again, but it looked like Riverside had really been playing well and putting a lot of points on. I think they're averaging 46 points a game right now. So,
okay, yeah, Saddleback. Number 3, San Mateo and Riverside are tied for first, actually, but San Mateo got the 5 first-place votes. Coach, we were 17th, so not too much of a drop at all, really, I don't think. And Mesa now at 20th. I don't know if you want to take a look at the results. It didn't go very well for the whole county, really. Mesa got beat by El Camino, 45-27. Mount Sac over Palomar, 31-7. And, of course, Grossmont, they went up against Riverside. And, well, you know what? In typical Grossmont fashion, they were only down 20-6 at halftime. I say only down, but it seems like against those superpowers, they kind of, give it their all and hang in there for the first half and then just get worn down a little bit. So any of these results surprise you? Maybe I should ask about El Camino 45, Mesa 27. That was a bit of an upset. Maybe that was a coin flip.
A lot of points involved in that on both sides of the ball, but El Camino's kind of hitting their stride. I'm one of the voters And so you kind of keep an idea on, or a picture about where everybody's at and who they played. And so El Camino's been doing a good job.
Let me take a moment just to mention here on EastCountySports.com, former West Hills High star Taj Broomfield scored a pair of touchdowns in the second quarter in that game for San Diego Mesa. And Coach, I mentioned Grossmont. That's the game that's going to be coming up this week as your recruitment game you have every year where you invite county football players that want to have a future in community college football. I think it's an open invitation, right? Or just get in touch and maybe the coaching staff will talk to you about your placement, where you might fit in, and then make the invite to come down to Southwestern College this week before the game and take a tour of the campus, weight room, locker room, trainer's room, meet coaches, staff, and some of the current players, as well as have some food and some pretty good seats. So tell us how that works and how they can get in touch with the coaching staff.
Well, we'll all be out there at 5 o'clock. Room 301 is one of the classrooms that face over the stadium. And so we'll have the food and everything else will be inside 301, just as you start to walk in the gate at the very front of the school. So we've had a lot of fun doing this over the years. There's students that really don't know much about community college football and the excitement and everything else, and to bring them in and give them a chance to look at our facility and get a chance to watch us go out there and play football also is a big deal.
And coaches, for the type of level of player that can contact you, look, we kind of regard Southwestern College as, an elite community college to play for. So, but some players just maybe even haven't gotten their chance. Maybe they feel on their high school teams. Can they contact? I know Coach Galatis on Twitter. He says DM him to get in touch with him to set up an appointment or a call to get in touch with the staff and get moving down there. What kind of player can be confident in contacting you guys to come on down? I heard Raymond Slott. He might come down. I don't know if you've heard of him. Maybe looks like me, a little bit younger.
No, I don't know about that one. But we're going to have, when you look at what kids are we interested in, we're interested in all the kids in the county. And we're going to take that. We have a fantastic weight room, and we'll get them in there, work them hard over the next 2 years, change them physically, and get them ready to compete at the highest level. And we feel like San Diego football, you got to be able to win with San Diego kids. And certainly we've been able to do that, and we want to continue to do it.
Yeah, and you're doing it from all over, Coach, so anybody that feels confident, like they can go down and compete. They're all in love with DeVore Stadium. Maybe some of them have played there before, and you want a chance to play for the Southwestern Jaguars. Get in touch with them. This week is a very important week to do it, kind of put you on the fast track to get involved and be ready for next year.
Exactly. We'll be able to contact them when the spring rolls around. We always have a number of high school seniors that come out for weights and go out for the football class. So that's worked well. We're going to invite everybody's free. All the students, they just need the students and their coaches. They need to fill out, just sign a form there at the opening of the gate, which is on the home side of the bleachers, and they're in the door. So we've made that commitment to let everybody in for free.
Yeah. And I think, Coach, you want to have an opponent that's going to give you a good battle, a good game. I mean, there's going to be people, looking for a chance maybe to go to Grossmont too. But here's the thing. For you, it's no joke because it seems like over the last couple of years, maybe Grossmont's been down a little bit. This is one of their biggest games of the season, unfortunately, for you and your staff. It's a game that you can't look past and you don't look past because they've come in and played hard, especially in some of the first halves of the game, kind of like the Riverside game for them.
Well, they're, obviously we're all recruiting the same kids. So to give the students a chance to come out and check what the city school, the East County, and the South Bay, and give them an opportunity to see the different choices they have and where they fit the best. And that's just the first step in a long recruiting process where everybody's trying to connect and get not a commitment, but some kind of feel between the student and us about their needs and how we can meet them.
Well, Grossmont's going to come in hungry, Coach, and they look like, if they wanted to get one win, this might be it. They're struggling a little bit, but certainly they have some players you have to be concerned with. Probably first and foremost, Jarius Burnett. They're a good running back, but my top player for them really has been a guy you might remember him back from 2017. He had a great season, is Malik Steen. And he has 25 catches this year, just one touchdown, but he's their threat really in the passing game. What do you know about the Griffins?
Well, I know that they've got a lot of local players. We've seen all the names on their roster. They're playing really hard. You're right. This game is a critical game for both teams. That's usually they say, "Well, throw out the scores," but this is truly throw out the scores, and it doesn't matter who's got what win. It's going to be a dogfight the entire night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Grossmont, just because they come in, with that 0-6 record, Coach, this is still a conference game for them and a conference game for you, and a very important game, especially now one game back in the standings. So, what's the plan moving forward for the club? And also, do you have any injuries to report this week?
Not right now. That every week we'll find out. Doc Saturday typically takes care of everybody. But we're moving forward, as you said. We're just focused on incremental improvement, and if we can continue to do that, we're going to be okay. What we don't want to do is end up stagnant and staying kind of in the same place, making the same mistakes. So if we can generate that enthusiasm, stay focused, it's going to be a tough game. We always expect that big hitting game, a lot of fun for the people of the community to come out and watch.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's really our two teams. I would just consider it when Grossmont meets Southwestern at DeVore Stadium this Saturday night at 6 p.m. Coach Ed Carberry, thank you so much. Good little show. We wanted to be longer, but we need more of those highlights at the beginning of the show, Coach, and things to talk about that excite us. But still, it's been a great run, a great ride so far. Things are looking great. No problem with that loss last week. Maybe the margin of victory. Other than a victory, maybe the margin of victory maybe cheer us up a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Ramon. Appreciate it.
Okay. Coach Ed Carberry of the Southwestern Jaguars. For Ed Carberry, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
All right.